Hello and welcome to Community Health Journal. We begin today with a simple but powerful way of showing care and compassion for surgical patients at Cadlick Regional Medical Center. A small American flag is used as a sign to the operating room team at Cadlick when a patient is known to be dealing with post-traumatic stress following military service overseas. The idea came from a Cadlick surgical technologist who knows firsthand what that can mean. Eric Gonzalez has a passion for service to his country, to his co-workers, to his patients. Working in the operating room at Cadlick, Eric and his colleagues see patients at their most vulnerable, right before they undergo surgery and as they wake up after. That's why Eric, a Purple Heart, two-time deployed combat medic who himself deals with post-traumatic stress, came up with the idea of posting an American flag on the OR door when they identify a PTSD patient.
I kind of take on more of a compassionate lens to my approach with it. And it's kind of a continued effort from my part, being a veteran, as nearly every service member tends to have, is that level of commitment that we have to one another. And we get to a point where what more can we do? And this is a way to maybe continue that effort to still continue that watch that we have for one another. It's that ethos that all of us are ingrained in having to always take care of one another. And if I can overlap that into this environment and ensure those family members that their family member is safe and none of us will leave them their side the entire time, then we succeeded. So that's kind of the driving force behind it.
Eric joined the Army after 9/11. He served with a forward surgical team. He did tours first in Afghanistan, then in Iraq. It was on his second deployment that he was injured. And while he doesn't like to talk about that day, he was awarded a Purple Heart.
I know the day, I know the time. And there's particulars that again, there's details that are very dear to my heart and details that kind of penetrate your heart, so to speak. And so with that, I'll never lose that lens of compassion. It kind of was a reborn again. We call it our Alive Day. That's what most wounded veterans call it, and that's my Alive Day, is that February 13th. And from there on forward, I try to live every day the best I can, and that's kind of my new role in life, I guess you can say.
When Eric came home from Iraq in 2010, his two daughters were there to greet him, as were members of his Cadlick family, his co-workers from the OR.
Eric is great. We've missed him terribly since he's been gone, and he emails us every now and then, and we'll keep up to date with him. But we worry a lot about him. It's been a long time since he's left, and we're glad to have him back.
It's amazing to see my coworkers. They've been a huge support for my family while I was gone. I couldn't ask for a better employer because they've supported me through one tour before and then this one. So for two consecutive tours, they're also my friends and family.
Eric's current co-workers fully support his idea of making sure veterans who end up in the operating room are well taken care of and their needs well understood.
It's just another component and a dynamic in which we can provide premium care, not just care, but premium care to a group and a population, a part of our culture that really needs it. The combat veteran that's coming back now, more and more of them are seeing PTSD scenarios. They may not talk about it, but when placed in a scenario where where the sounds are amplified or mimicked or simulated, you don't know what kind of a response you're going to get out from a person's psyche. And so I think that this is a great chance to, let's implement something that would actually benefit our community.
That is my favorite part of the OR. I get to be a part of your most vulnerable time. You can't speak for yourself. Your family isn't there. So we are the ones that have to look out for you and advocate for you. So being able to do that as you're going to sleep and make you feel comfortable and safe and go down quietly and wake up quietly, that's important.
It's not up to us to determine what experiences they have, because right now we are their experience. And if we can create a more compassionate, caring environment, that's a positive experience for them. So if it can minimize that stress, then that's what we want to do.
When Eric's story was posted to social media, he heard from people all across the country applauding his idea, wanting to adopt his idea. Eric is more than happy to share. After all, he knows his experience in the military will be with him forever, and his duty to fellow veterans will be too.
Simplicity sometimes is the best ideas, and this is similar we could all identify with as for service members, and that's why we just chose the flag. We had a lot of discussions as staff what would be the best idea to run forth this program, and it was decided that maybe the flag might be the best idea to identify our veteran community.
Our thanks to Eric for sharing his story with us. We wish him well with his work, his family, both real and Catholic, and with his lifelong mission to serve.